The world looks quiet from above, but the silence never lasts. Every swarm starts somewhere, and today it starts with us. Hey everyone, I'm Skye, and welcome to Swarmdustry. And I want to thank the developer for providing us with a review key. We're starting from absolutely nothing today. No defense, no automation, just a small patch of land. And our goal is simple. Gather the basics, get our first structures powered, and prepare before the swarms wake up. What we need to do from right now is we need to start setting up our bases, and we have this stuff up here which is called spore dust or spores. And then down here we have our iron, and right here we have our coal. And then we have a little chest for us to kind of just as for to get going. So what I want to do here is we have, this is the stuff that we have currently. We have a living forge, which is basically a way for us to take raw resources and make it into something better. So let me see, I'm going to put this down here, set this up, set it up right here. And then next what we need to do is we hit E and it opens up the inventory and our little crafting menu here. And in here, I want to set up is we have our units. We have these fireflies. What the fireflies do is they help with moving energy and stuff like that, electricity around. And then we have our little miner guys here. You can see it requires larva, iron bars, and a weak heart to get the miners. And then we have our movers, which these guys here are like the conveyor belts. They go into like onto a conveyor belt kind of a situation, almost looks like a little stream, and they float around and they pick up the items and they take them where they need to go on a kind of a conveyor belt kind of situation. These guys here, these little feastlings, these are the guys that are going to be for protecting the base. And then these here, the larvae, we're going to be needing a bunch of these. We can just make these from nothing. And they're going to be used to create all of our little units and everything else. And then we also have our feasting bombs and all that. So what we want to do, this is kind of the prime intermediate components. After we change iron bars to iron, we can make these different items. In the production right now, I have the living forge up, so we're good there. We got to get a couple more of those. We need to start working on getting this depot, and we also need to get the genetic chambers up as well. And then the boil chambers, that is for us to set up our electricity once we get up to that point. So let me see here. Let's get this going. I want to get some miners going, so that means I got to get some units. It requires me to make the weak heart, and for me to make a weak heart, I need some spores. So we're going to run up here. Let's grab some of these spores. We'll mine up some of these. Now, I think I have some on me. No, I don't. I just have the spore ore. And then we want to run down here and we want to mine up some of this coal. This is what we're going to use to power our machines, keep them all running. And then what we're going to do is go over here and we're going to open this up to the living forge. We're going to put the coal down here. And I want to put the spores up here, and that's going to make them into little spore pods. Now, for us to, for our units, we're going to need to make the weak hearts, which requires 2 spore pods. All right, now that we have those, let me see here. Now, what we need to do is we have some iron already. Let's see if we can't make a miner here. So there we go. We got 1 miner made. Actually, we got 3 miners made. The other thing, we can hit Q and it'll get rid of whatever's on your pointer. We're going to click on the wooden chest here. I'm going to put that there until for later on. We're going to be needing that. Now, what I want to do here is I want to get these miners going, which means that I need to get production going, which I need is the deposits or the depots. I'm going to require these depots, so that means I'm going to need a living forge, which requires us to have 6 spores. So I'm thinking what I want to do is have a miner set up, and I want the miner to mine the spores and probably the iron in the beginning. And I can use my guy at the beginning to just just to do coal to keep that going. All right, so now that we have the spores, we should be able to make one of these, right? No, we still need iron. All right, so we're gonna put the iron in here. We're gonna get some iron bars, and then we can turn around and make our first depot. Okay, there we go. And let's set up the depot over here. I want to take that, put that in my hotbar, and I'm going to have this guy set up. Now we want the arrow to be pointed into the depot. So basically, when the miner is mining the rock, then he puts it in wherever the arrow, that little yellow arrow is on the right side of that depot. So I think what I want to do is I want to have that depot like right here. And then I'm going to set up a miner here and another miner. Now you can see that they go underground because these guys are like little bugs, part of our swarm. So now that those guys, they're sitting there, they're making this stuff, they're starting to bring in spores. Now we can start working on making the second one, which we're going to need to set up for iron. All right, so now we got that. Let's set out the depot here. I'm thinking let's set up the depot like right here. And if we hit R, we can turn the direction it faces. I'm thinking right here would be a good spot for us. And then I'm gonna put this guy in here, and he's gonna mine this this iron, and then he's gonna put it down into this depot here. So now we have our iron underway. Let's see if we can't make another unit. I want to make one more of these guys. And we'll put the other guy down here for the iron. We need more iron bars. So we got these guys here that are producing the iron bars. Okay, so we have our next depot here. I want to set this guy up. Let's set him up over here. I think I'm just a little ways out in case we need to do anything special. But we'll set that guy up right there. And then I'm going to set up another one of these miners. Let me see. Can I get another one? No, I can only get one. Yeah, that works. Let's set him up. And he's going to go over and start mining this coal for me. So that's going to make things a little bit easier on me as far as getting that the fuel up. I'm thinking what we need to do is to set up another one of these living forges. Get a couple of these, and I want to put these living forges like right up here. And then I'll put maybe one right there for our iron. Scott, there you go. He's got 5 coal. We're going to take this up. We're going to put this into the forge up here. All right, so we are doing pretty good. At least we got our basics set up. We got our power guys mining. We got some iron. We got the spores. Everything is going pretty good right now. Let's see if we can't keep this momentum going forward. See if we can get another one of these set up. Let's put this one down here for another iron. And then if I can get maybe another one, let's see, we were just short a little bit. What are we on iron, it looks like? All right, we got a lot of goodness there. Let me see, can we make any more units now? Yeah, we got one more. We can make a couple of them. Let's see how many more miners we can make, and we'll get that going. Let's see, I'll put this guy right there. We can have 2 per depot. So now we got 4 guys there mining that. Right now you can see right there underneath the map there on the upper left-hand corner, it shows the depot, shows the hit points, what the current being dispatched, what's in there is the spores, and then it says worker buffer 2. So that is the max that we can have for that, and that's what they currently have is 2. So we are at our max right now as far as getting that. Let's see, we got some more iron here. Let's see if we can't make some more depots. So we'll make a couple more depots, see how far we can go with this. I'm thinking I want to set up maybe 2 of these. See if we can set up 2 over here. That'll be a good start for that. Actually, you know what? I think I'll set this up differently. I'm going to put this right here. And then this one here, yeah, I'm thinking like right there. That's a good spot. Now what we're going to need to do next is we need to go into logistics, and we got to make these trail buffers. You got to start the tracks with the trail buffers for the little, for us to make these movers. And the movers will look for these little trail buffers for the start of like your conveyor, basically is what it is. So when they see the start of this conveyor, they're going to jump in on the trail buffer, and then they're going to continue on the swarm trail and pick up things and drop things off for you. So that's what we need to do here. So what I want to do here now is let's get the trail buffer, which requires 10 iron and a bunch of spores. Now you can see down here on the map in the lower left-hand corner of the map is these little red dots. These are like our enemies. They're a long ways off. Not even sure what our enemies look like. I'm kind of curious. I haven't gotten down that far, so we'll see when we get there, I suppose. What I want to do is we want to make one of these, and I'm going to put this bad boy, I'm going to put him down here, and I'm going to start a line. Let's start a line right here. There we go. We'll start that right there, and then I want to make a bunch of these. I'll take these and put those down there, and let's start lining these up towards where our furnace is going to be. Now, I'm not sure if our furnace is, that's where our furnace is going to be, but that's where it is right now. So maybe we'll just work with that. Okay, so right there, and then we're going to need to use the little conveyors to take the stuff off and put it in here. And then as far as this guy's concerned, I'm thinking what I want to do is I'm going to put a chest like right here. I'm going to have a conveyor where it takes it from this and it puts it in here and here. And then I can work with it from that point, as we'll use that like a little buffer just to kind of move from that point. All right, let's see here. Can I make a few more of these? All right, there we go. We have kind of a setup. Now, I want to do is I want to get some of these. They're called the grabbers, which are basically the little arms that reach out, grab the stuff, and then they're going to take it off of our line and they're going to put it in the machine. Or like this here, where it's a depot, it's going to take it out of the depot. It's going to put it onto the little guys, and then they're going to take it up to the machines. So we can make these ones here, these little grabbers, and I want to put the grabber like right there. And so this here is going to, now this thing here requires electricity. So we're going to need to get the electricity set up. Now we can go up here in the upper right hand corner. This is where our tech tree is. If we click on this, it'll pause everything that's happening in the background. But you can see our tech tree here. The red areas are the ones we can't really do anything with at the moment. Green means that we already have it. Yellow means those are the ones that we can research. So I'm thinking I want to do the research on this one, because that way we can get a splitter out of the deal. And then I think the other one I'd like to do is the hatchery, because the hatchery is going to allow us to make the little worms, or the little tiny guys that required for making all of our units and everything. And it can make it like up to 50, and then it caps out at 50. But if we put like a chest on it or something, it'll just constantly produce the little guys, and that'll just keep everything going. So as the birthing pools awaken, nutrient-rich fluid stirs with life as the hive begins spawning larvae, which are seeds for every future limb and fang. All right, so now that we got those going, let's see if we can't set this up and get these, the rest of the one. These ones have 2. It has 2. This doesn't have any. That has 2. We'll need to set up a few more on there, get that going. There we go. Now those guys are going for the iron. I want to see if I can't get another one set up for this one here. Let's see what we got for iron. We're getting pretty close on the copper here. Let's knock out the copper. I mean, not the copper, but the coal. I'm sorry. And then, let's see, we got 86 on this one. Grab that. 88 on that one. All right, let's see if we can't put some of the iron in here, get this iron processing. And then I want to do this one here as well. And see, let's set up that there. And I'll take that. Go. That looks pretty good there. Now what I need to do is let's set up the production. Let's see if we can't set up 2 more of these buildings here. So I'll put one here and one here. And then we're also going to need to get a, let's see, logistics. I want to get one of these set up. And we're going to need some more of these guys. I want to put this right here to kind of, to get this thing going, to get this this path started. I think I'm going to bring this up, and I want to bring it up to about here. And then we'll turn it. Like that there. Yeah, that should be good. All right, and then see, we got this thing here. I want to put this bed down here on the iron. Keep that on the iron for now. I think I can pick that one up, and we'll put this starter one right here. And then this is the starter one for the trail buffer. That's our starter. And then we got our swarm trail, which will make it so everything leaves. Now we can hit the Alt button. If we hit the Alt, we can see that which way that the trail is going. So we can make sure that all of our everything is going the right direction. We can see what is being currently processed on the living forage. This one has the block of iron or the iron ingot. This one here has the spores that are being made. And then we can see that these ones out here are the coal, and out here is iron, and these ones are the spores. All right, so and we just hit Alt again, and we can get rid of that. Now we can just scroll back in to be all nice and close here. Now I'm thinking, let's put these guys right up here. Get those guys processed and all that, and we're gonna put down some of these and get these going. Now, my other thing I want to do is I want to get this going. We don't have the stuff right now, but we need to get that going. And then that way we can set electricity down for this. We hit R to change the directions. And then we're going to do an R on this to make sure that arrow's pointed the right way. And then we want to do the same here. Put that there, that there. Okay, now we have that. We should be able to make one of these chambers, right? No. Oh, we need the special coal for that. So there is another thing that we have to do. If we take these and we make a couple more of these boilers, we got to take a boiler out here. And then what I want to do is I want to put this boiler down. Let's put it down right here, maybe 2. I mean, we don't really need a lot for this. So what we're going to do now is we can come out here, grab some of this coal. Now I want to use some of the coal here for right there. And then the rest of it, I want to use it for the fuel. So now it's going to take this coal ore and it's going to change it into just coal, which looks a lot different. And then we can use that to make our new machines, which is the boiler. There, now we should have enough. Let's see, let's go to production. Let's make one of those. I think I want to set up the electricity kind of over in this area here where it happens to have the coal and everything. So let's set up the boiler here. We'll put the boiler right there, and we got that. Now this one here is going to require us to have this coal. So let's put the coal in here, and now it's creating power. For us to be able to take this power and to move it, first off, we're going to need to have some like little telephone pole looking things. So we're going to come out here and mine some of this wood, because we're going to need wood for the telephone poles. Be under logistics. And I'm going to take these telephone pole looking things. I'm going to put those down here. And so we want to have one that's right here next to this. There we go. So that should power pretty much every... No, I don't think so. I don't think that one's going to power too much. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to have one like that and one like that. And it's going to be the same way with this side, because we're going to want to put in these grabbers to grab the stuff out of here, put it onto a belt, put it into a chest for us, and that way we can use that as a buffer. Let's see here. Now what I want to do is let's make a couple of these. So I'm going to have this one go in here. This one's going to go into there. We got like 65 in there, so that's pretty good. And then, so now what I want to do is I want to get some units. I'm going to need to make some of these guys. Like I can only make 2 right now, so that's a good start. We just put these guys down on the ground. They'll go where they need to. They're going to come over here. They're going to pick up some energy, and then they're going to start applying it to these little power poles to get the power going, so that everything is starts moving in the way we want. There we go. Now stuff is starting to go into that chest. That's great. And then the other one we want to do is, let's see, let's set this going forward here. And then we want to put, say, let's put some of that in there. And we want to get this one going too. So that's going to require that. All right, so we do have enough for us to continue working here. I'm thinking I need to put in one more belt right there. And then let's see if we can't make some of these grabbers. Let me see, what are we missing? Okay, so now we got some grabbers. We want to take that from the belt, put it into there, right there. And then ultimately it's going to come out the other side. Same with these ones here. I want to put this like that. Let's grab some more of those. Put one right there, and let's put one right there for that. Now I also want to get some of these little butterflies going. Get these guys so they can start moving the power around. They've gotten some of the power. You can see some of the things are moving here. Some of these have gotten power, but they are slowly getting over here. Now that one's got power. Now we just need to get up to get these. The next ones we need to do is to work with this here. It doesn't look like I have much larva anymore. Might have to grab some more larva. All right, so once those are all made up for us, we should be good. Let's release the fireflies so they can do their job. Got some miners here. I don't know. I think those are all full. That's all full. Yep, that's all full. So that's all good to go. There we go. Now things are starting to work. Everything's starting to come together. We got a little bit of a factory coming on here now. Things are actually starting to come together. The other one I want to do is I want to set up a genetics chamber. That's for our research. So I'm thinking if we can get like 2 of those bad boys going, that'd be nice. And then I think I want to do is I want to set that up like maybe like up in this area right here. And then this is going to be able to route from this going out. And then we got a few other things, and we can route those, and we can make the pieces we need. Okay, now we are starting to pump out the movers. Let's put the movers down here. I'm going to put a couple right here, get those started. So you can see now that they are they're like on a little conveyor belt, if you want to say. They take the stuff from the depots, and then they take them up here and drop them off on these machines. And see, now they're doing the same thing over here on these machines here. All right, so we got that all going. Everything seems to be really just going to town here. Let's see how we're doing on our coal. We got a little bit of coal here. We can take that. Let's check to see how this is coming along. It looks like it's doing all right. And then let's add power to these over here, to the forges. And let's put up this little genetic chamber. I want to put it, let's see, like right here. That's probably a good spot. And so in the genetic chamber, we want to make these purple DNA blocks, and that's what we're going to be using to make all of our research. Now, research is automatic. It's so we need to route iron bars and the spore pods to this, and then this is going to just make everything. Now we need to also route some power poles up here. Let's see if we can't get some power poles in this general direction. Now we're starting to work on our research so we can get our logistics out of the way. Things are going to be happening. This says it's out of power, so it means we're going to need to get some more coal. All right, so things are definitely going our way right now. Everything is just looking absolutely fantastic. We're staying on top of everything, keeping everything moving and grooving. I love it. I'm thinking what we need to do now is to work on making some more the depots. Let's see if we can't make a few more depots. Do something like that. I think that'll work out pretty good. We should be able to keep that running. So now I just need to make this. There we go. All right, that looks great. Now we got those going in the right direction. Got this a little bit more, better thought out. Now that we have these, we can set these guys up. Let's set these guys up over here. They're going to just come up anywhere as they want. Right now, they'll set up right here at the beginning, and then they'll come up here, and they'll go into this machine. All right, that looks a little bit better. Let's see here. We got iron here. We'll take that iron out. But you can see that the little guys are kind of just switching all over the place, going to different directions. I want to set up another one of these. Put that right there. And then we're going to have these run through. And then let's set up our conveyor belts. Let's put that one there and that one right there. That way, don't have to put too many more of these in. And let's see, I want to do production again. Let's set up some more depots. Looks like we can make 3 more. So that is actually looking absolutely amazing now. We seem to have everything pretty much under control for the most part. Just need to get these guys set up a little bit better over here so that they are getting the resources where they need to be. But other than that, I think we are we got a really great start here. We managed to get everything done that we were planning to do. So that's great. And we just unlocked our first technology. So we have this new one, this new logistics code down here, which allows us to do splitters on the trails. And then we're going to need to come out here. We're going to need to get some more wood. That should work for that one. And then it's just a matter of us setting up miners. So we need what? 2 sets of miners on this one out here, and then we're going to need like 6 more miners on these to get that little thing going. And this one here seems to be doing pretty good. We got this pretty much nicely lined out. Just need to work on this a little bit more, maybe even put down a few more of these. And maybe not one right there, but we'll put one down. There we go. That looks all right. We'll get everything all kind of working. We'll get some more guys working in here. Just need to make enough space for these guys to be able to go in between the machines to drop stuff off. We'll get that going. We'll definitely have a lot more resources there. And then we're going to need to start working and getting these belts set up to come up here so that they can start working on a little bit of our research. Maybe even putting some splitters out so that we have some that are going into boxes and everything. So looks like we need a box here. Let's set that up. All right, that looks good. That's looking great. Now we need to do a few more things, but other than that, I think we've got a great start, and we managed to accomplish everything that for our mission for today. I'm quite happy with the start. Everything looks great. But we will definitely do more on the next episode. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on our next video. You take care now, and bye-bye.